Welcome to the deep dive. Enthusiastic welcome to you, our listener. Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving into something incredibly practical and really powerful.
Hmm?
How to sharpen your English speaking and thinking speed.
Yes, and it's a core challenge, isn't it? We've all been there. That moment your brain is racing, you have the thoughts, but your mouth feels like it's, well, still tying its shoes.
Exactly. Struggling to get it out quickly, clearly.
Right. And what's fascinating here is that fluency isn't just about knowing words. I mean, that's part of it, of course.
Uh-huh.
But it's really about finding and using them fast and clearly, in real time.
That connection. So for this deep dive, we're looking at a YouTube transcript that's just packed with actionable techniques.
Yeah.
Really practical stuff.
Yeah, methods for training both your mouth and your mind.
Practical, fun, and hopefully super effective tips for anyone out there looking to express themselves more clearly and, well, quickly.
So our mission today is really to break down the mechanics behind it all. Faster speech, quicker thinking. We want to offer concrete strategies, whether you're just starting out or maybe you're more intermediate.
Right.
The big question is, how can we actually train our brains and mouths to work together in harmony?
Okay, let's kick things off with the physical side of speaking.
Yeah,
Because it's maybe more important than people realize.
absolutely.
And here's where it gets really interesting. We're starting with something fun, maybe even a bit silly, but surprisingly effective. A trick to get your mouth moving faster.
Think of your mouth as a muscle. Well, a system of muscles, really lips, tongue, jaw.
Like an athlete training their legs.
Exactly. If you want to speak faster, you train those parts.
Yeah.
And the best workout, it sounds simple, but tongue twisters.
Tongue twisters, okay.
Yeah, like she sells seashells by the seashore.
A classic.
It is. And the practice is straightforward. Say it slowly, maybe 5 times. Really focus on the movements. Then a little faster.
Yeah.
Then faster again. This literally trains those mouth muscles for speed and clarity. It builds a rhythm.
It's like a physical drill.
Precisely. And it's a fantastic warm-up before, say, an important meeting or a presentation. Plus, practicing with those tricky English sounds like sh and raw in that example sharpens both speed and pronunciation.
That makes sense. You're warming up the specific movements. But then, how do you know if you're actually improving?
Ah, good question.
If you don't measure it, how will you improve it?
Right.
So this leads to a hopefully fun way to check your speaking pace.
Yes, you need feedback. And there's a very practical method. Grab a short story, maybe around 300 words, something you find interesting.
Okay.
Set a 1-minute timer. Read the story aloud at a comfortable but clear pace.
Right.
When the timer goes off, just stop and count how many words you read. That's your baseline speaking speed.
Your words per minute, basically.
Exactly. And then it becomes this little personal game, a mini challenge against yourself.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you hit 110 words this week.
Uh-huh.
Next week, can you aim for, say, 115 or 120? It's about that small incremental progress.
And the focus isn't necessarily perfect pronunciation at this stage.
Not primarily, no. Focus on a flow and clarity, getting the words out smoothly. And using stories you actually enjoy helps keep your brain engaged, which tends to improve speed more naturally. You're building that verbal momentum.
Verbal momentum, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got mouth exercises, measuring speed. Now, what about something often overlooked? You mentioned breath control earlier.
Yes. Breath control. It's critical, but so often neglected. Think of your breath as the fuel for your speaking.
Okay.
If you run out of air too quickly, what happens? Your words get rushed, your voice sounds tired, maybe even a bit shaky.
You end up gasping at the end of sentences.
Exactly. You sound winded. So learning to control your breath is key. It's not just about taking a big breath, but about releasing it efficiently.
How do you practice that?
Simple exercises work wonders. Try this. Take a deep breath. Really feel it low down in your diaphragm. Then make an S sound like a snake. And just stretch it out for as long as you possibly can, keeping the sound steady. This trains you to control that outward airflow.
I see, like letting air out of a balloon slowly.
Precisely. Another good one. Count aloud on a single breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how high you can go, making sure each number gets equal energy without fading out. Mastering breath control makes your voice stronger, clearer, and surprisingly, it can help you speak faster because you're not fighting for air. It improves your rhythm, your confidence.
Yeah.
It really is a game changer, especially if you get nervous.
No more sounding deflated mid-sentence.
Hopefully not.
All right, that covers the mouth mechanics pretty well. Let's shift gears.
Okay, to the mind.
Yeah, because even if your mouth is ready to go, if your thoughts are stuck in traffic, as you said.
Right. If your brain is buffering, fast speech doesn't help much. So let's dive into how to speed up your thinking, but crucially, without adding stress.
This is key. Now, you mentioned something foundational for this mental side. What made the difference for me personally was understanding how a word actually worked in real life, not just memorizing it.
Yes, exactly. There's a huge difference between rote memorization and genuine understanding. Think about it. Memorizing a list of 100 random words versus deeply understanding and actually using maybe 10 new words. Which ones are going to stick?
The ones you use, the ones you understand.
Right. When you know how and why a word is used, its context, its connotations, it connects in your brain, it sticks, and then it just pops up when you need it.
So it's about making connections.
Absolutely. Use new words in your own sentences. Say them aloud, write them, connect them to memories, feelings, really own them. That's how they become part of your active vocabulary, ready to go.
Okay, so understanding first. Then, once that's solid, how do we actually speed up the thinking process itself? You called it mental sprint training.
Yeah, I like that term, mental sprint training. It's like interval training, but for your thoughts.
How does that work?
Couple of ways. First, challenge yourself. Speak nonstop about a totally random topic for 1 minute.
Any topic.
Anything. Your shoes, the weather, what you had for breakfast. The key is no pausing, don't worry about perfect grammar, just keep talking.
Sounds chaotic.
It feels it at first, but it forces your brain to grab thoughts and words quickly, under pressure. Another one. Pick an object in the room. Your lamp, your mug, whatever. Describe it aloud as quickly as possible. Just list details.
Rapid fire description.
Exactly. And another fun one. Answer random questions immediately, like what's your favorite food and why? Or if you could travel anywhere, where and why? Don't plan the answer, just start talking.
So you're practicing reacting instantly.
You got it. It's about practicing showing up under that slight pressure. It trains your brain to respond faster in actual conversations.
That makes sense. But speaking of pressure, there's a huge factor we haven't really hit on yet, which often slows down thinking. Stress.
Oh, absolutely crucial. Stress is like throwing a wrench into your mental gears.
How does it do that? Like, what's happening biologically?
Well, basically, stress prevents your brain from operating at its full potential. Think of it like trying to run while holding your breath. Anxiety, that fear of making mistakes, it sort of jams the signal to the parts of your brain you need for fluent speech, like the prefrontal cortex.
So your brain goes into, like, fight or flight instead of think and speak mode.
Pretty much, yeah. It makes it harder to access the words you actually know. That's why calming your nervous system is surprisingly important for thinking faster.
Okay, so how do we do that? In the moment.
One really powerful tool is box breathing. It's simple. Breathe in slowly for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 4 seconds, breathe out slowly for 4 seconds, and then hold the exhale for 4 seconds.
In, hold out, hold. All for 4.
Exactly. Just doing a few cycles of that can physically calm your nervous system right down. It gives your brain room to breathe, literally and figuratively.
Any other tricks for managing that in-the-moment stress?
Yes, and this one might sound counterintuitive. Laugh at your slip-ups. Yeah, literally. If you stumble over a word or your mind goes blank, just chuckle. Or say something lighthearted like, oops, brain buffering.
Okay.
It does 2 things. 1, it lightens the mood for you and whoever you're talking to. 2, it sends a signal to your brain that mistakes aren't dangerous, they're okay. Reducing that fear of errors allows your thoughts to surface much more quickly because they aren't fighting through layers of panic.
That's actually really freeing, takes the pressure off.
It really does, and that leads perfectly into the final piece, perhaps the biggest mindset shift of all.
Which is?
Treat conversations like practice, not performances.
Okay. Explain that.
Nobody expects perfection, especially when you're learning or improving. Every single conversation is an opportunity to practice, to get a little bit better.
So shift from, I have to sound smart or I can't mess up.
Exactly. Shift from that to something more like, okay, let's just connect here. Let's see how this goes. When you adopt that mindset, your brain relaxes. And a relaxed brain thinks faster, accesses words more easily, and responds more naturally.
Practice, not performance. I like that.
So wrapping up the techniques, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the specific words we use to talk about the stuff become tools themselves. Understanding them helps solidify the concepts.
Right, like some of the key terms that came up in the source material we looked at. Things like fluency, which you said isn't just speed, but smooth flow.
And clarity being easily understood, which connects to the mouth exercises and breath control.
Momentum, that feeling of moving forward smoothly in speech.
Yeah, avoiding getting your thoughts scrambled. Understanding the mechanics of speech, the physical parts,
Working efficiently with breath and thought. Developing your verbal skills.
getting ready or gearing up before you speak, finding your comfortable pace,
Avoiding feeling winded or deflated because of poor breath control.
overcoming that mental buffering, adopting the right mindset.
And learning to handle a slip-up without derailing. Not overlooking key elements like breath.
Exactly. So maybe for you listening, pick one or two of those words, try using them this week, make them your own. It reinforces everything we've talked about.
Okay, this has been a really practical deep dive. So many takeaways. Remember, you don't need to be super fast from day one.
Not at all.
The goal is just to be a little faster, a little clearer than yesterday. Keep training your brain, keep training your mouth.
And maybe most importantly, keep showing up. Keep having those conversations.
Absolutely. Practice, not performance.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. This raises an interesting question, doesn't it? Beyond just speaking faster, think about this. How does consistently showing up and making these small, intentional improvements in one area, like your communication, how does that build an unstoppable mindset that starts to spill over into everything else you do?
That's powerful. Your progress here isn't just about English. It's about growth.
It's a continuous leap.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it valuable. We'll see you in the next one.